we're all successful here. Okay,
So you are going to give live? Then send me the link if it is possible.
Yes, sir.
Send it across to our people. They are keen to listen also.
Can we start the program today? Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. தோடுடைய சிறியல் விடையேறியோர் தூவெண் மதிசூடி காடுடைய சுடலை பொடி பூசி என் உள்ளம் கவர்கள்வன் ஏடுடைய மலரான் புனை நாட்பணிந்தேத்த அருள் செய்த பீடுடைய பிரமாபுரம் மேவிய பெம்மானிவனல்வே. So we all welcome you, Swamiji, after a gap of 2 years. And some of you were here probably when he taught us Upadesa Saram and Saddarshanam, and then COVID came. So now we are back on track. So Swamiji, Ramanaswaroopananda is the head Acharya of the Atma Vidya Mandir at Tiruvannamalai, which he founded 10 years ago. In fact, they are celebrating the 10th anniversary. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. So he studied Hindu scriptures at the feet of learned acharyas in Sandipani, Mumbai, founded by Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, and served the mission for 10 years in Sri Lanka and India. Submitting to the inner call of the divine, he moved to Arunachala Kshetra in Tiruvannamalai to practice austerities at the feet of Bhagavan Sri Ramana. Initiated by Arunachala Ramana into the secrets of Atma Jnana, that is a self-knowledge, he is now prompted from within to share his love and understanding of Atma Vichara and Arunachala Smarana with the seekers of the truth. Swamiji has specialized in Sri Ramana Maharishi's path of Atma Vichara, which is self-inquiry. So he recently, in the context of the 10 years of anniversary, they're doing a lot of things. I just want to spend 1 minute on it. He recently completed Atma Vichara Yatra, which lasted for 61 days of the entire Bharatadesham, starting from the south to the north and back. His website, which you will know have from the flyer, has all the details. It was one of the very wonderful, successful journey, he tells me. And part of that, the 10th anniversary and ongoing thing in the Atma Vidya Mandir, they are doing the Stapana of the Ambal Sanadi, Devi. So he's also doing that and doing the puja of the chakra, Sri Chakra, in 108 households to bring all the energy and Shakti in the Yantram, and then they'll do the Stapana. So he's done 75 already. He's doing one in our house today. I'll be happy if anybody wants to come. I'll give you my address so you can just see. And then tomorrow he's doing in another devotee's house. So that is all ongoing things. The 10-year anniversary. He's also doing 45 days of discourses in the Atma Vidya Mandir. When was that? In January 2023. All other information is also on the website. So today, Swamiji will talk about seeking the source, the Ramana way. And I'm so excited to see all of you here and to have Swamiji back here after 2 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Amma. Nityamma, thank you so much. You have done a wonderful job in organizing this satsang.
Yeah, yes. Swamiji, this is on?
Yeah, it's on. You're not able to hear?
Yes. Now come close or I push.
Yeah. Give me a minute, huh? See, these are all the modern troubles actually, in a sense. Devotees all over, they want to listen, so they say, please send me the links, Swamiji and all. I'm trying to do that within 2 minutes, huh? Sorry for the delay actually. Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi sat there in Tiruvannamalai without even opening his mouth in Mauna, and the whole world came to his feet. That was his tapas and that was his spiritual power. Here we are going around everywhere trying to whatever, share and all these things. Tomorrow we have to do it a little early, so that. Yeah, thank you.
Now the technology has been resolved, so we can focus. Got it.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to do something. Wait 1 minute. Okay. Thank you so much. सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांति। അറിയാതീതരസീവര ധഗവാരിസ ഗുഗയിൽ അറിവായി രമി പരമാത്തുമൻ അരുണാചല രമണൻ പരിവാൽവുളം ഉരുഘാനല പരനാർന്നിട് ഗുഹയാർന്ന് അറിവാം വിഴിതിരവായ് നിസമറിവായ് അത് വെഴിയാം അന്നാമലയാய் அடியேனை ஆண்ட அன்றே ஆவியுடல் கொண்டாய் எனக்கோர் குறையுண்டோ குறையும் குணமும் நீ அல்லால் என்னேனிவற்றை என்னுயிரே எண்ணம் எதுவோ அது செய்வாய் கண்ணே உந்தன் கழலினையிற் காதற் பெருக்கே தருவாயே கண்ணே உந்தன் கழலினையிற் காதற் பெருக்கே தருவாயே அதிமதுர சாபஹஸ்தாம் அபரிமிதாம் மோதபான சௌபாக்யாம் அருணாம் அதிசய கருணாம் அபிநவ குலசுந்தரீம் வந்தே. Arunachalam. I am so glad to be here today. As Amma explained, this year is the 10th year of our Sri Arunachala Ramana Atma Vidya Mandir, our ashram in Tiruvannamalai. And also, it happens to be the 100th year of Sri Ramanashramam also. 1922, Bhagavan's mother attained moksha, and her samadhi was built at the foothills of Arunachala, and Bhagavan moved there 1922. This is 2022. I think in the month of September only he moved down. So they are celebrating 100th year of Ramanashram. So, marking all these auspicious occasions, we have taken up this US satsang tour, and we had wonderful satsang at New Jersey, Washington DC and all. And here Nitya Amma has organized a beautiful satsang. So today the topic you all know, seeking the source, the Ramana way. So you all know Sri Dakshinamurti, the Adi Guru. He just sat quietly, just showing Chin Mudra. And he never opened his mouth. He never delivered any discourses. He just sat quiet. And his students were so mature that all of their doubts were dispelled. And they got enlightened. Just in the presence of the Adi Guru and just looking at his Chin Mudra. So what is that Chin Mudra suggests? It says, you are that. Meaning, Tattvamasi only it indicates. Meaning, the Jiva, we consider ourselves to be, we are not just ordinary Jiva, we are in fact the truth, the supreme truth. Tattvamasi, that is what he indicated through Chin Mudra. And then Adi Shankara came, he expounded on that. My God, whole of his life, he lived only for 32 years. Whole of his life, he was explaining this Advaita all over. And what he was suggesting, he was saying, Brahma Satyam. The truth alone is Brahma Satyam. Jagan, this world of appearances, are just mithya, or illusion, meaning not real. It appears and it disappears, but it is not the truth. And then he said, Jiva Brahmaiva Napara. Meaning this jiva is nothing but that Brahmas Tattvam only, that supreme truth only. And we expounded on that. Most of you must have studied Gita and Upanishads with Shankara Bhashya. My God, he has explained it so beautifully. There, Shankara explains this jiva indicated with this finger, this pointing finger, when it identifies with the gross body, subtle body, and the causal body, it is called a samsara. And the jiva, if it identifies with these three bodies, it's called a samsari, and is always dukhi. Dukhi means what? Sorrow-stricken, miserable. But when this jiva, when it identifies with its true self, oneself, the pure consciousness, true self, then he is enlightened. So now, the choice is ours. Are we going to identify with the gross body, subtle body, or the causal body, and roam in this samsara and be miserable, or identify only with the truth, with the self, and then be enlightened? So it is our choice. See, when we identify with the gross body, we see this beautiful world, actually. When we identify with the subtle body, we experience the subtle world as if in the dream, subtle world, the mind and its, modifications. When we identify with the causal body, that is ignorance, we are not aware of anything, we are just in the deep sleep sort of thing. So this is how the jiva, identifying with the three bodies, is ignorant and suffering in the samsara. When it identifies with the self, it's enlightened. The choice is ours. This is what Adi Shankara explained throughout his life. Do you get the point? Adi Guru, Dakshinamurti came and just he showed this Chin Mudra. That was enough for the matured seekers, matured students. They got it, they got enlightened. But in Kali Yuga, in the consequent yugas, the students were not that brilliant. They were mediocre. So Adi Shankara has to explain. He has to say, see, this is jiva. If you identify with these bodies, then you are a samsari, always reveling in the samsara. And you are miserable. But turn within, and when you identify with the true self, then you realize, Aham Brahmasmi, I am that. And then you are free, you are enlightened. That's what he explained actually. And then came Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi. See, Adi Shankara himself says, Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmanakaranam, he says. See, when you explain too much, Shabdajalam Maharanyam, it is like a wild forest. Chitta Brahmanakaranam, you get so confounded. Already we are confused. We get so confounded. See, this is what happened when we studied scriptures in the ashram. We studied everything. Adi Shankara's Prakarana Granthas and Bhagavad Gita with Shankara Bhashya and then Upanishads, Panchadashi. You name it, our Acharya taught us everything. Yes, definitely it helped me. But you know what, at the end of the day, you feel very amazed. Oh, what is this? How are we going to navigate and going to realize the self? Then when you come to Bhagavan, I tell you, he gives the direct path. And he gives a clarity. I tell you, the real Guru Prasada is clarity only. Clarity. See, without this clarity, if you sit and meditate, nothing happens. You struggle in the seat of meditation. If you study too much, the scriptures and the bhashya, this, that, too much of confusion, too many doubts, I tell you. So, here comes Bhagavan. He gives utmost clarity. That is Guru's prasada. Bhagavan's approach is very unique. You know why it is very unique? Because Bhagavan didn't come in a traditional way. What is a traditional way? A person, he has got this kind of this thing, thirst for this knowledge, mumukshutva, and then he approaches a guru, and then he studies scriptures, then he contemplates, then he meditates. This is the traditional path. Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasana, they say. What happened to Bhagavan when he was 16? He was not aware of anything. He didn't have this thirst for knowledge, or he didn't approach any guru, or he has never studied any scriptures. One day, just like that, he got this enlightenment. He got that fear of death, and then he inquired, what is death? Who is dying? And then he got this enlightenment. Just like that. It's very rare actually. Very rare. Because he got the enlightenment first, and then people brought him the books and asked him doubts. What is this? What is this? Then he understood, oh my God, only my experience is written all over. You understand? So he got the enlightenment first, and then he went through the scriptures actually. So his approach was very unique, very unorthodox, not the traditional one. It's very unique. So Bhagavan explains what is the problem. The problem is we do not know our true self. This is called as avidya, or non-apprehension of the reality, Gurudev says in Mandukya Karika. Non-apprehension of the reality, meaning we don't know ourselves. So on top of it, we imagine so many things about ourselves. This he calls as misapprehension. So what we consider ourselves to be, we consider ourselves to be this gross body, or the subtle body, the mind and its emotions, the thoughts. Or we consider ourselves to be bound or ignorant. This is all our imagination about ourselves. Bhagavan says this is why we suffer. It's very clear. The suffering is because we have not understood ourselves. And on top of it, we have misunderstood. See, once Gurudev Swami Chinmayanji was giving a lecture, O Vivekachudaman, I still remember. There was one dog lying down, just sleeping there. Gurudev said, this dog is lucky. Why? At least it did not misunderstand me. Meaning what? If we don't understand, that is a problem. And on top of it, if we misunderstand, it's another problem actually. So we don't know ourselves, and we imagine ourselves to be something wonderful. See, that is our problem. That is why we suffer in this world. That is the root cause of all evils, all problems. Then, Bhagavan says, if this is the problem, what is the solution? Find out who you are. If I do not know about myself, if I want to know about myself, what you should do? Inquire. Find out. What is inquiry? Give attention. We have been always giving attention to the world, to the happenings, to the events, to our family, friends, always outward. Now you start giving attention to yourself. That is how you have to know yourself. That's it. He always used to say, whenever you want to know anything in this world, you have to give attention. Is that not so? If you want to know about the planetary movement, about the stars, about the galaxies, then what you should do? You should give attention. You should observe. You should give attention. Continuous attention. Suppose if your child is not studying well, not scoring good marks, what you should do? You should give attention to the child. Is it not so? Suppose if you are very weak in cooking, if you want to learn cooking, what you should do? You should give attention. You should learn and you should give attention to the art of cooking. So wherever you give attention, you discover, you know that. So if you want to know yourself, Bhagavan says, give attention to yourself. As simple as that. We give attention to everything in the world except ourselves. Is that not so? From the time we wake up till we go to bed, every day, how many things we attend to? Is that not so? We are so busy. Adi Shankara says, Bhalastavad krida sakta, Tarunastavad taruni sakta, Vruddhastavad chinta sakta, Parame brahmani kopina. Is that not so? It is a biography of all human beings. So when you are young, when you are a child, krida sakta, it goes only in playful activities. Tarunastavad, when we become young, he says taruni sakta. This person goes behind the opposite sex. Kadal, kamam, all those stuff. And then vruddha means what? When he becomes old aged, then chinta sakta. Worries. Always worried about something. Parame brahmani kopina sakta. Alas, nobody is interested in Brahman, the truth. So we give attention to everything else in the world, but not to ourselves. And we give so much of excuses, you know. Swamiji, I have no time, Swamiji. I have to take care of this, take care of that. I have so many responsibilities, duties. Then we suffer. And we blame everybody for our suffering, you know. We blame everybody for our suffering. We blame God for our suffering. We blame our spouses, we blame our children, we blame everybody. But the real trouble is, we have to blame ourselves. Why we are suffering in this world? Because we do not know ourselves. And we are not giving attention to ourselves. Our Acharya used to say always, our Acharya Anbhuvanji used to always say, the suffering is directly proportional to ego. Ego means what? We do not know ourselves and we misunderstand something. That personality is called the ego personality. So he says the suffering is directly proportional to ego. If we are suffering more in this world, it means we have more ego. That's it. Nothing else. We cannot point our fingers to anybody. If we are suffering in this world, it is because of our own ego. Of the notion of I and mine. Because of that only we are suffering. See, our rishis have really gone through it and they have come to a wonderful conclusion. We are suffering in this world because of this notion of I and mine. These are all mine. So now Bhagavan says, if this is the root cause of all suffering, then you have to find yourself. See, as simple as that. We need not worry about anything in this world, I tell you. World, let it be whatever it is. According to its whatever prarabdha or whatever it will, everything will happen. What about me? What about me? Don't worry, the Lord will take care of you. And everybody He will take care. Now, we need not worry about anything. We have to worry about only one thing. Who am I? And we have to find out the truth. For that, Bhagavan says, his philosophy or his teaching can be summarized in 4 words. Just 4 words can be summarized. He says, Deham, Naham, Koham, Soham. That's all. You need not study anything else. You need not break your head. If we can understand this much, it's enough. Then we have to start. Inquire. Deham, Naham. I am not this body. This body is inert, dead. And how can I be this? I am alive and kicking. No. I have so much of emotions, thoughts. How can I be this dead body? I am something else. Then comes the question, koham. If I am not this body, we do not know ourselves apart from this body. You know that? See, when somebody wants me to introduce about myself, how will I introduce? I am Ramanaswaroopananda. That is a label given to this body. I am son of so and so. This body is born in the womb. That's why I am saying I am son of so and so. I am a Hindu monk. This body is born in that particular cultural background. I am a human being. Even if you say that, you are referring to this body only. I am a man, woman. Actually, without this body, we do not know what we are actually. You imagine, you think about yourself. Vaguely we refer to our, expression of the mind. I am a good person. I am this, I am that. What good person, I don't know. Good and bad has got no much meaning, It's all relative. So actually speaking, if not for this body, we do not know who we are actually. See, this is a question really to be pondered over. Serious question actually. Who am I? Kastvam koham utayataha kame janani kome tataha iti paribhavaya sarvamasara tyaktum vishwa swapna vichara. Bhagavan says, Adishankara says, Bhajagovindam. So in Bhajagovindam, even the seeds of Atma Vichara is there. Kastvam, who are you? Koham, kahaham, who am I? Kastvam, kudayataha, where from you have come? Where from you have come? This is the question actually. From where this I is arising? That's what Bhagavan asks. Kame janani kome tataha. Who is your father? Who is your mother? Meaning, only with respect to this body, you say my father, my mother. But who are you? Who is your father? Who is your mother? I tell you, if we think deeply, our identity itself is shaken actually. We don't know actually. You say, I am a Brahmana, Kshatriya, I am this, I am that. All those things are, very shallow. So this is a sacred question. Who am I? And Bhagavan gives a beautiful path to seek the true identity, the true self. He says, when we live in this world, from the dawn to the dusk, we have so many thoughts gurgling from within. Every moment, so many thoughts. Bhagavan says, don't worry about all these thoughts, whatever may be. Don't worry about all these thoughts. Let it be good, bad, vulgar, whatever may be the thoughts, don't worry about it. All these thoughts have a basis, a foundation, that he calls as I thought. Aham, he says. Only when I am there, I can think. Is that not so? I can feel. So he says, I is the first thought, is the fundamental thought, from which all the other thoughts spring forth. See, this is very important to understand. When we get up from the bed, first what we ask, where am I? We ask this question or not? See, you people may not ask. I ask every day. Because I travel, every day I sleep in different houses. When I get up, I hear, am I first now? Am I in Tiruvannamalai or in Chennai? I have time. Then what is my program today? What should I do today? First I only comes. Then where am I? What is the time now? What is my program? What am I supposed to do today? Is it not so? So the first thought is always I. And not only that, we are concerned only about I, not about anything else. Always we are concerned only about ourselves. If somebody gives happiness, we are very good to them. We love them. If somebody gives dukkha, we don't like them. So we are concerned only about ourselves. Please understand. And we are not concerned about God. Please understand. For God's sake. You know why we are not concerned about God? We use God as pickle. So I always used to tell, if suppose there is a God who will not give you anything, who will not help you out, or who will not take care of you, will you go to the God? God gives me wealth, God takes care of me, or God gives me moksha. Therefore I go to God. It is not for God's sake. I go to God only for my sake. Very clear it is. So, I am only concerned about myself. Please understand this. And I am the hero of this whole existence. If something happens in Ukraine war, I'm not that bothered. When it comes next door, then I am shaken. When it comes to my family, to me, to this body, then I am really shaken. Is it not so? So I am concerned only about myself actually. So who is this me? Who I am so concerned? Why I go to the astrologer? What will happen to me? What will happen to me? Nothing will happen. Whatever is your karma, prarabdha, that will happen. But we are so concerned about me. What will happen to me? What will happen to me? So it's very clear. I am so concerned about only myself. And I suffer also because of me. So who am I? So when all these thoughts come, don't worry about those thoughts. I am. And so there are so many thoughts. See, one more way to look at it. The thoughts cannot rise just in the thin air, just like that. Can thoughts rise like that? Thoughts can rise only to a conscious entity. Is it not so? Very simple it is. Thoughts can only rise to a conscious entity. Can thoughts rise to this table? To this mic? Can thoughts rise? How do you know? Don't know. But generally, we understand that thoughts rise only to the conscious entity. Who is the conscious entity? I. So thoughts can rise only to me. Why, Swami? For us also thoughts can rise. I mean conscious entity, So for you also you can say the thoughts are rising in me. Mayeva sakalam jhatam, mayi sarvam pratishtitam, mayi sarvam layam yatam. That's what Kaivalya Upanishad says. No? So thoughts can only rise in me. So I is the fundamental. Now Bhagavan says, instead of wasting your time in analyzing and understanding all the thoughts, forget about all the thoughts. There is one fundamental thought, which is basis for all the other thoughts. That is the I thought. If you know what is this I, where from this I is arising, then you will know everything. Bhagavan, he says, in Udadanatha, very beautifully he says, Sadavudal nan ennadu, Satchittu udiyadu, Udalalavam nanun ludikkum, idayil idu. He says, Sada Udal, this gross body will never proclaim I. Cannot say I. Because it is not. Sada Udal, Nan Ennadi. It will not say I, this gross body. Satchit, the real self, Satchit, Udiyadi, it will not rise or it will not fall. It is the Sakshi. It is same as it is. In between these two, this Jada, this body, and the Chaitanya, the self, something rises in between, identifying this gross body, and it claims I. Udal alavam nanum rudikkum. Identifying this body, something rises in between, idayil, in between. And that says I. Now we inquire, this is what we consider as I, and we live in this world. And this is what we want to protect. This is what we are very worried about. Oh my God, this is what we waste all our life. This I. Bhagavan says, what is this I? Have you ever inquired, found out? If you give attention, if you apply your mind and focus your attention on this I, Aha Muha Amala Maditannal, with a pure mind or intellect, Amala Maditannal. Aham Idudan Yengelum in Rainde. Where from this I is arising? If you inquire, if you dive deep within, then what happens? He says, this I will disappear. Meaning, when you inquire the source from which this I is arising, when you seek the source of all thoughts, that is the I thought, and the source of this I thought, when you seek the source, who am I, from where this I is rising, by giving your attention to it, then he says, this I, which you consider to be so real, to be yourself, that you find to be just nothing. It is a myth. You know what is the meaning of myth? Myth means it appears to be, but it is not. It's called as a myth. They say mythology, huh? But the real myth is I. It appears to be real, but when you inquire, what is this I, from where it is arising, when you give your attention and inquire, Bhagavan says, I dies. Talai sai. Meaning, this I is not. Imagine, if this I is not, then what remains? He says, that Purana Paramatma, that Vastu, whatever, that Paripurana, that alone remains, he says. Whatever it is. That is called as Ananda, whatever you can call, that alone remains the idols. See, now you should understand the significance of this statement. Every day we say, me, I came, I went, my life, why so much of trouble for me, my problem, or my passion, my fears, my I. If you find this I to be not, I tell you there is a great freedom. Abada. A great relief. When there is no I, there is peace. When there is no I, there is no sorrow. When there is no eyes, there are no doubts. When there is no I, there is true love. As long as the I is there, you are not concerned about anybody. You are concerned only about I, myself. Only when there is no I, there is compassion. So, to inquire into the source, Udikkum idathil odungi iruttal, adu kannam bhaktiyum undi para, adu yogam jnanam undi para, Uditha idathil odungi iruttal. Bhagavan. See, these are all wonderful statements, you know. You will get nowhere in the world you will get such statements. Uditha idathil odungi iruttal. From where everything rises. Alla uditha idam. Odungi, there you abide. See, Bhagavan's philosophy is so potent, so powerful, so direct, and no confusion whatsoever. He doesn't talk about unnecessary things, you know. He never beats around the bush. That is the beauty of Bhagavan. The problem is this, and this is the solution. And to this you have to do this. Finished. From where all these thoughts are rising, from where this I thought is rising, there you abide. Uditha idathil odungi iruttal. From where everything is rising, you just go back to the source and abide there. That is it, Bhagavan says. For that, you have to give continuous attention to who am I. There is this feeling of I. Every day we talk about it. So whatever we understand about this I, we have to keep the I. We have to keep the attention on this I. But the mind will not allow us. It will throw us out again and again. Because of the vasanas, it will throw us out. But our effort is not getting distracted by all these thoughts. We have to ask, for whom all these thoughts? For whom all these desires? All these fears? For whom? To me. Who am I? Then keep the attention. Who am I? From where the I thought is rising? From where? Meaning what? From the source. From which point? Which source? Everything is arising. Like that, continuously if you give attention, Bhagavan says, the I disappears. When the I disappears, everything disappears. Because from the I only, everything has come out. See, this is another most beautiful, mind-boggling philosophy. We all think there is a beautiful world and we have come into this world in a particular time period. And we live and we die, we go away, the world continues. This is what we believe in. But that is not the truth. Because I come, there is world. When I go, there is no world. What, Swami, what are you talking? This is the truth. This is what our rishis have said actually. In Mandukya Karika, if you study and understand, this is what Gautapala is again insisting. So, Mayeva Sakalam Jatam, Mai Sarvam Pratishtitam, Mai Sarvam Layam Yati. Kayuli Upanishad says, Chittiramam Ihudellam Semmalaye Ninpale Uttidamai Nindre Odungidumal Nityamum Nanin Vidayam Naditiduvayal Unper Thanidayam Endiduvardam. Bhagavan also writes. So, everything rises here from this Moolasthana, from the source, and everything subsides here. When we can dive deep within and find out the source, seek the source, and remain there, that is it. That is the end of all seeking. When I myself dies or perishes, who seeks what? Nobody seeks anything in this world because there is no I. No desire, no fear, no bondage, no liberation. So this I is the source of all. Please understand. My desires, my fears, I want. Is it not so? I am bound. I want liberation. When that I is found to be nothing, is a myth. It's not. Then whose desire? Whose fear? Whose doubts? Whose bondage? Whose liberation? Please inquire. Please find out. Please think. Meaning, nothing. So seeking the source is everything actually. See, everything else like Karma Yoga, if you are a very restless creature in the world, yes, Karma Yoga is suggested. Okay, Baba, don't cry, don't cry. You see, you do the same activity, but just change your attitude and do it. Na sere, don't say na sere, na sere. I'm just an instrument the Lord is doing. With this attitude you do. Whatever comes, okay, it's His prasad, you accept. This is what we say, na, Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, the Lord is there, He will take care of me, all those stuff. And thine will be done, not mine, not, this is Bhakti Yoga, na. And then, whatever, Ashtanga Yoga, whatever, everything is for purification of the mind and to take us here, to this point. But, we have to die. To die, we have to die. To live, we have to die. Spirituality is not gaining anything extraordinary. It is losing everything. Na karmana na pradaya dhanena tyagena ike amritattvamansha. It is losing oneself. It is losing everything. So, seek oneself and to find I am not is liberation. That is freedom. That is joy. That is true love. For that we have to seek the source. That is the only way out. We have to give our attention, find out who am I, from where this I thought is rising. I, where from that I thought is rising. See, one thing I told you. Even the world is nothing but thoughts. I told you, no, it is not that world is there and we are gone. Since because I am, there is world. This is a mystery actually. So tomorrow we are going to see why I say this way. Tomorrow we will see in detail how just when the eyes, the world appears. The Vedanta, our Shastras are way beyond, way far ahead. See, maximum what the Dvaitic religions can teach us, that is God. You pray to Him, He will take care of you. All those stuff. All those stuff. But this is something else. I tell you, our Rishis say, since you see there is world, this is called as Drishti Srishti Vada. What we believe, there is world that we see. This is Drishti Srishti Vada, that's what we believe in. But Rishis say, no, you see, therefore there is world. Hey God, what is this? How can it be possible? There are so many people who are seeing. Then there are so many different worlds or what? Where do all these worlds meet? These are wonderful questions to ponder over. So tomorrow we are going to analyze all the three states of experiences and going to find out what is this world, what is the source, basis for this world, and find out I am the basis of this world. And how, if I am not, there is nothing. Can you imagine? Can you think about this? See, first time when I heard all these things, I was totally sort of, what is this? Aghast, they say, that. Stunned, shocked, and didn't agree with it. Rebel. But then when you contemplate on it again and again, trying to find out the truth, God, it is true. So today, this much we should understand, that the world is nothing but thoughts only. All the thoughts have got I thought as the basis. Without I thought, there are no other thoughts. When we find out the source of this I thought, then we know our true self. We find out I am not. With this discovery ends all our sorrow. Why? All the sorrows are for me only. the desires, fear, all the doubts, everything is for being. When I am not, there is nothing. What about the world, Swami? World is null and void. What about my nears and dears? When I am not there, what is the question of near and dear? See, when I myself am not there, why is the question of near and dear? See, when you are at your deathbed, when you are going to go away, what is the meaning of your near and dear? I tell you, I ask you. When I myself am not going to live, who cares about anything? Because the whole world revolves only around I. See, it's chumma, sentimentalism, you know. Ha 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 ho ho ho, all those things. When I myself am not there, what is the question of my dear ones? You know what happened? Once Narada asked Lord Narayana, I want to see your Maya. Lord Narayana said, no, not required. No, I want to see. Then Lord asked him, Narada, can you bring me some water? That's all. So Narada went in search of the water. So he went to a river bank. There he saw a young damsel carrying water in a pot. He forgot about everything. He fell in love with that lady, with that girl. He forgot about Narayana or the water, everything. He fell in love. Then he went behind her and went to the father and asked, oh, I love this girl so much. I cannot live with this girl. Love at first sight, blah, 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 blah. And then he got married. And then they got very many children, 4 or 5 children, everything. And he built a beautiful house. And they lived very happily. And then came a flood. Devastating flood. And that flood washed off everything. The house gone, everything gone. Then this Narada, he held 2-3 of his children, and with his wife, he was struggling to come out. One by one the children have gone. Then he was holding on to the wife. You know why? Okay, let the children go. At least when I have my wife, I can have more children now. Then the flood was so terrible. Then he thought, I have to survive. Let her go. If I hold on to her, I will also go. I tell you, first we want to protect ourselves. Then if we can, we will protect others. Or our dear and near ones. See, this is the truth. Let go. Then he cried, and then he woke up. Then Lord Narayana asked, where is my water? Then Narayana, oh my God, everything happened within a second. Then Lord said, this is my Maya. See, the story apart, the idea, you know what? We hold on to our children as long as everything fine. But when our own existence is questioned, we let go everything. So, I am very important. But unfortunately, or fortunately, this I itself is a myth. See, this is the revelation. See, this is what Bhagavan says. Whatever you are holding on to as I, have you inquired whether this I is there? Have you found out? Baba, this I itself is not. Find out the truth of it. Then you are free. This I itself is not. Please think about it. That is why when people go to Bhagavan and say, Bhagavan, my mind is so confused. Ayo, I am suffering. Who is suffering? He asks. Whose passion? Whose fear? Whose doubt? Why he is asking this? Because when you inquire who am I, for whom, this I itself is found to be not, then why to worry about anything else? This is the only way. This is the only solution. So to seek the source is the only way out. That you can seek only by giving attention. Without giving attention, you will never know the truth. So what is dhyana? Meditation is giving attention. Giving attention to oneself is vichara. How to go about, need not worry about anything. Just whatever you understand about this I, you keep the mind there. And always keep the mind there. That's it. If you want to know Bhagavan, you have to go to Nisargadatta. Nisargadatta gives a beautiful insight of what is Atma Vichara. So keep the mind in the source of all. Seek the source. That is the way out. So this is what Bhagavan has said. Now I will stop here and we will open up for some question and answer for the next 15-20 minutes. We started a little late, so we will finish also 10-15 minutes late. Okay. And tomorrow we have another session that is from 1 to 2:30. Yeah?
Yes.
1 to 2:30, midday, in hot sun. But here it is cool only. But generally we prefer early mornings and the evenings. But in this world everything is different. People are very busy with so many things.
Swamiji, there's a lot of things
I know.
Shimya mission,
I know.
that's why.
I have heard it.
I told you that.
I agree with you.
But anyway.
Then that's fine. 1 to 2:30. As long as people are okay, they can come. It is fine for me.
Maybe they should eat lunch.
They shouldn't eat lunch. My God, how can you put such condition? No, 1 to 2:30 tomorrow you will have. There we are going to analyze the 3 states of our own experiences, consciousness. And then we are going to find out what is beyond. Turiya. Have you heard about Turiya?
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. And how Bhagavan has thrown light on this Turiya. That is very important, very beautiful. Tomorrow we will see that. So now question and answer. So whatever questions you want, you can ask. If there is no question, it is very auspicious.
Say it.
So, namaskar, Swamiji. So, you talked so much about I. So, let's say I keep asking, who am I? I'm not getting any answer. So, what are we supposed
You
to
will not get any answer. You have to go. That is the answer. You will not get any answer.
Where do we go?
You will find that I will die. I means what? The idea of a separate entity goes. See, we have to do it very intensely. This inquiry means keeping the attention on this I. If you do it intensely, you will not get an answer. Oh, I am Brahman. No. You will not, oh, I am Brahman. No, not like that. Simply, this idea of a separate entity will vanish. And you experience something extraordinary which cannot be explained, which is an idea of infinity or whatever. It's all something else. That is why it cannot be expressed in words. But that happens. It is not you will get an answer like that. But this idea of me will perish. And in that experience, it is out of the world. It's something else. That is the end of the Vichara. It is not that you will get an answer.
You don't mistake me. I'm going to ask you.
Yes, please, I will not mistake you,
Not
definitely.
that question. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, why not?
I'm asking with all seriousness. I'm not just trying to challenge you.
I am not joking. You asked me, I told you. Yes.
When will that happen to people like me?
It's not the question of when or how and all. If you are sincere, earnest, you will find yourself, because that is a natural state. What we are living now is a very unnatural state, identifying with the body mind. That is a natural state. Natural state is our own self. So that, see, the idea of space and time comes out from the mind. Mind comes out from the Atma, the self, the self. So with the parameters of space and time, you cannot define the Atma. Therefore, there is no question of when or how. You are yourself and you will realize it. Maybe we can say sooner or later. If at all you want a time frame, we can say sooner or later. But there is no question of when.
Very specific.
There is no question of when.
You concluded that to seek yourself, you have to pay attention, and that is done by dhyana and vichara.
Yeah.
Do you recommend some type of meditation? There's so many methods and all that.
This is what I am recommending, Bhagavan's way. To sit quiet and then to keep the mind, we feel I am, I tell you. Suppose if you are in a dark room, let us say, somebody asks you, are you able to see the table there? You say, oh, I don't know, I am not seeing it. Are you able to see the fan there? No, I am not able to see it. At least, are you there? No, I don't know. Will you say? If somebody asks you if you are in the dark room, somebody asks you, are you there at least? You won't say, I don't know whether I am there or not. You will never say, yes, I am, you will say. How do you know? Everybody knows I am. Instinctively, intuitively, you know I am. I am means what? I exist, I am. So this idea of I am, we have to keep our mind. See, whatever we understand or don't understand about this idea, you should try this. And one day you will know what it is. Means what is the idea of keeping the mind in that I am. When you keep continuously, that will take you to the source. That is the method. See, there is no separate method for this. This is the method advocated by Bhagavan Sri Ramanaswaroopananda. Keeping the mind in the root of all the thoughts, that is I thought. And the I thought also subsides in the heart. So this is the path. See, yes, I agree with you. For that, few things can help you. One is sattvic food. That is very important. For the mind to be sattvic, you need sattvic food. Because otherwise the mind, if it is turbulent and agitated, this vichara becomes difficult. Sattvic food is number one. Number two, satsanga, association with good people. And number three, this pranayama helps to quieten the mind. Number four, clarity. Clarity is everything, I tell you. See, without clarity, whatever you do, it is null and void. Clarity is Guru's prasada. That is why we had approached the Guru and learned at his feet. It is not, see, nowadays people want everything in their drawing rooms. Swamiji, can't you give it YouTube live or Facebook live? Why? We don't want to travel. We want to be in our own world. See, those days they went to Himalayas. And then people, the sadhus start coming to your own cities. And now you want everything in your own drawing rooms. So that I can eat popcorn and watch. That will not work. See, you have to approach a teacher and serve him. That is what is said in scripture. Serve him. Why to serve him? Then only you will become in one attunement with him. Attuning yourself. That is very important actually. See, it is not just information. Information is the information overload nowadays. So much of information is available. It is not just information. It is inspiration. That's what we need. Inspiration can be given only by the live master. Inspiration. Insight. That can be given only by the live master. You cannot get insight or inspiration from these, gadgets, modern gadgets, from the net, from the internet. You will get information, but not the insight or inspiration. So this is the way. When you are sincere, you will find out what is the meaning of Atma Vichara, and you will find out to be the direct path, the simplest path, most beautiful path.
So in Vichara, in verse 28 of Untitled Chapter, Ramanas recommends diving deep, stay at the source. That falls. There is some physical, but inability to stay there for very long. At that point, you feel there's sometimes fear, right? But there's an inability to stay there for very long. And then you come back.
See, Yeah, I agree. That is how it is. See,
That's all.
one is inability to stay there for long, I agree with you. And that is fear and all you say. No, all those things I agree with you. That is why it is not a part-time job or a once in a lifetime experience. You have to again and again, you have to sit and dive deep. Then it becomes sahaja, means what? A natural state. For that you have to walk the path. It is not just one day you sit and do some Atma Vichara, you find some light, everything is done, from tomorrow onwards I can do whatever. No, not like that. When you go and ask Bhagavan, he says, sit there, abide there completely, again and again. Then as long as it becomes second to your nature, or it's your nature, or meaning sahaja, natural state, he says. So this is how it happens. You are right actually. See, all these things will crop up, like a fear of some unknown, or losing oneself, or the inability to stay there. There's this thing from within to come out. It's all part of it, part of the game. So when you practice it again and again, when you inquire and try to subside, abide in the heart, all these things will be taken care. And more it becomes simple, more and more it becomes sahaja, natural. That will happen slowly, gradually. Yeah. It's a very, very beautiful and a very sincere question what you have asked, actually.
I have maybe a follow-up that I have. Can I ask a question or a statement? I think it may be very naive. I consider myself a novice seeker. Sometimes I think about all this a lot, and exactly like he said, you feel like you're giving up everything you know all your life, right? So there is a sense of what? I'm giving up everything. Everything is taken out of me. Is this what I really want? So I have this question sometimes, what am I seeking? Do I really want it? That doubt comes. Is that normal? I mean, is it something that I don't even know where I'm going with this?
No, see, it's called as fear of unknown.
Right.
See, we know only whatever we perceive through our senses and mind.
Right.
And we are very comfortable with it. But we comfortably suffer.
Yeah, so basically I don't want to change anything,
That's
but
what.
I want that
Because
Who's that?
we don't want to come out of our comfort zone because we are comfortable in this. But deep within we know this is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Dukkhalayam means what? It is sorrow only. Ashashvatam means what? It is not going to be this always. Everything changes, everything will go away. Ashashvatam means what? Everything will go away. With the death, everything is taken away. Is that not so?
Yeah.
So deep within we know.
I only know it in theory.
No, even intuitively you know. What you know? You know that though these things I hold on very crazily and I feel without all these things I am nothing or my life is void, shunyam. Deep within you know that this is all only giving me dukkha. Or this is not going to be shashashvatam.
Yeah.
We all feel it. But we do not know beyond what. And you are scared. Always the unknown is scary. That is why we should have faith in the Guru, the feet of the Lord. And then we have to dive deep. Whatever happens, He will take care. Only when you give everything totally, then you see it is not partial, it is total. See, one more thing I will tell you. Once Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he asked Swami Vivekananda, let us say, you are a honey bee, and if in a big drum or a big sort of a vessel that is full of amrita, let us say amrutam, amrutam, nectar. So where will you sit and drink? He asked Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda just thought for a moment and said, yes, I will sit in that, that edge and rim. Then I drink there. Drink. Then Ramakrishna said, oh, Buddhu, you have to dive into it. You have to drown into it and drink. Why? Because it's Amrita. Mrita means death. Amrita means immortality, no death. Why this fellow is very scared to dive? Because he feels he will lose himself. And he says, I will be in the rim or the edge and then I will drink. He said, no, it is Amritam. There is no death, no fear. You just drown in it and then drink. Yateshtam, yataishtam. So this is immortality, this is Amritam. Amritam. No fear here. You will not lose anything. You will gain everything. See, you can love your children only when you know that you are not different from your children. You are one with the children. You can love this world only when you know you are one with the world. There is true love only when there is true oneness. Only when you lose yourself, there is oneness. Actually speaking, see, Ishavashyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita ma gragaha kasya siddhana. See, it is said, renounce and enjoy. Tyaktena bunjita. How can you renounce and then enjoy? Only when you renounce, you can really enjoy. When you are attached, you cannot enjoy anything. Only when you renounce, there is enjoyment. As long as there is attachment, there is only sorrow and there is only restlessness, fear and everything. Only when you renounce, there is real peace. And then you can enjoy everything. So therefore, yes, all these things are created by the mind. This fear, this emptiness. Everything is created by the mind. We have to inquire for whom this emptiness, feeling of emptiness. Who is fearing all these things? Therefore, Bhagavan says, whom to this? These ideas also, who, for whom these ideas? Whom these thoughts, whom these emotions? Like that only you have to go. See, when you have devotion to the Guru and hold on to him tight, everything is offered into him. With the idea that he will take care of everything, then you dive deep. And he will take care. You cannot go astray because Bhagavan, Sri Krishna has assured you, Name Bhakta Pranashya, my devotee shall never perish. That is the assurance he has given. Most beautiful. From the Lord himself it is coming. Name Bhakta Pranashya, my devotee shall never perish. I will take care. Yoga Kshemam Vahami Aham. I will take care of the yoga and Kshema. He has assured us. How beautiful it is. So with that faith we have to lose ourselves. Only by losing yourself you gain everything.
Hari Om Swamiji. In Gita, Bhagavan says Sannyasa Marga and Samsara Marga.
Samsara Marga.
Samsari, also liberation possible. However, as a samsari, I feel that the worldly attraction or involvement in the world is much more. And Vairagyam is very, very difficult. Vairagyam is, as you just said, attachment is very important. So, for a sannyasi, Vairagyam seems to be as a sajam.
Who told you?
Is that?
Oh, sannyasis are nowadays biggest samsaris. They build so many ashramas, they collect so much of funds.
They fall in between samsara.
I don't know what all they do, they don't do. See, it is not a question of whether you are a grihastha or a sannyasi. It is a question of how sincere you are, how intense you are, how much priorities you have in life, what priorities you have in life. See, we want everything, plus we want the truth also. This is our problem. I want this, everything, plus also Brahman. This is our problem. When Nachiketa was offered everything, he said, no, I don't want anything. You keep your dancing and singing to yourself, he said, because it is all going to perish. Shwa abhavaha, he said, tomorrow it won't be there. And he said, I want only this and this alone. Then he was given that. We are so satisfied and contented. If we are given little bit of things also, we are very happy. And we forget the real goal. So, when we want only that and that alone, then the Atma chooses you. It is not you choosing. It is said in Kathopanishad. Atma chooses you. When you offer yourself totally, then Atma chooses you means what? The Lord chooses you for the divine liberation. So, our priorities are not right. We know this is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam, but we crazily hang on to it. Hold on to it. See, this is what is there within ourselves. See, when the mind purified, when the mind is pure more and more, the vairagya will happen. That is why we need the grace. We have to pray for the grace more. Grace of the Guru, grace of the Lord. We have to pray. See, prayers are very important. See, though I talk about all this high flow Vedanta, I pray so much to the Lord. Every day I pray to Him. Oh Lord, make me worthy of yourself. I am your child. Make me worthy of yourself. I don't want to ask Him anything. If I am saying that I am your child, Bhagavan Ramanaswaroopananda, if I say I am your child, I should be worthy of it now. So make me worthy of yourself. That is what I pray. So more and more prayers will help you. The grace, when it happens, everything happens. Yes.
When you say,
Hey, maybe
Sorry.
hear better.
Okay.
when you say, make me worthy of yourself, all I ask was you. Isn't that also vasana?
Let it be. See, in Atma Bodha, Adi Shankara says, if there is a dirty water, water is dirty. If you want to purify it, you add a kataka nut. That's what he says in Atma Bodha. Kataka nut, another dirt only you add. Is it not so? This dirt will settle down all the other dirt and this also will settle down. Let it be a pure vasana only. But this Shubha vasana. This Shubha vasana will remove all the Ashubha vasanas and this will also go. So don't argue, it is also vasana. This inquiry also by the mind only. Where will you go? If you go on telling all these things, there is no way out. I agree, this is also vasana only. This is also mind only. But this is the way out, that's what Mahatmas have said. So this vasana will remove all the other vasanas. See, even Brahmakara Vritti, I am Brahman, the thought of Aham Brahmasmi also is another thought only. But it removes all the other Deha Vasana, Deha Bhavana. So that will remove the Deha Bhavana and this will also go. So that is how it is. So,
Another question. So when we always are told, you don't think you are doing it, it's Him making you do that, right? It's all predetermined, whatever, however you want to interpret it. Right? So from that perspective, why would I aspire to let go? And you just said the Lord chooses you. So should I wait? When that happens, is the Lord actually choosing me? Is that predetermined as to when the Lord is choosing me and I'm giving up all of the...
no, that is not predetermined. See, Lord Bhagavan Ramanaswaroopananda says, you have only one freedom or only one choice. The choice of not identifying with the non-self. That doesn't come under the purview of karma. Non-identification is not an action. You get the point? Non-identification is not an action. It doesn't come under the purview of karma. So you have got the choice not to alter the world and its happenings. Not even your mind and its happenings. But you have the choice not to identify with anything. That is freedom. See, when I say, it means we have to be very earnest. We want only Him and Him. We have to pray. That's what I was telling now. So what Bhagavan says, it is your duty to turn within. And then the grace flows, he says. Then He chooses someone for grace flows. So without turning within, nothing will happen. Then you should not ask, even the turning within is predetermined. Then okay, don't turn. You wait. That is why you are asking this question. I'm just telling you. So, we should not see Tapon Maharaj, Gurudev's Guru said, this too much of saying everything prarabdha, then why the scriptures then? Then why the sadhana? If you say everything is predetermined, everything, then why the Mahatmas asking us to do sadhana? If I am predetermined to have moksha, I will have moksha. Not that. If they say, that is the meaning to it also. So therefore we have to put forward effort. Don't worry about all those other things. Put forward effort, turn within, then the grace comes. Then you are liberated. Okay.
Should we end it here or?
See, one more thing, only one more announcement. So it's a beautiful sort of a sharing of knowledge, and you also asked a wonderful question. I'm very happy. So as I said, as I said, tomorrow 1 o'clock, midday 1 to 2:30 we have this session, right? 3 states of consciousness beyond that we are going to see tomorrow. One more thing, as Amma explained, this is the 10th year of Atma Vidya Mandir. One of the important program, next January 28th onwards till March 15th, for 45 days, we are going to conduct a course. It is called as Sri Ramana Sampurna Darshana. Meaning, every day we are going to take Bhagavan's original writings and we are going to explain for 45 days. Whatever Bhagavan has written, everything we are going to take. And we are going to take Tamil verses and explain English. Like people take Sanskrit text and explain English, no? Like Upanishads and other things. So here I want to take Tamil because it's original, Bhagavan's. So we are going to take Tamil verses and explain English, word by word meaning, and then the explanation, and then the insights, everything. So if anybody wants to know about Bhagavan, complete works of Bhagavan, here is an opportunity. So 45 days, if you can spend your time, you come to our ashram, and we have a Kumbhabhishekam of Ambal temple and Mandala Abhishekam for 45 days. This 45 days I am not going to go out anywhere. I am going to stay there. So morning and evening the pujas will happen, but we will have this Ramana Sampurna Darshana. So we have planned it in 15 days, like 3 courses. Inside that 45 days, 3 courses. Because some people may not be able to attend 45 days. So for the beginners, for the seekers, for the advanced seekers, like that, 3 courses in between we have designed inside that course. So if you are wanting to, you are welcome. So January 28th to March 15th, 45 days. You are welcome to our ashram. We are not going to charge anything. Free, we will give every accommodation, food, and then this knowledge, everything is given free. It's all offering to Bhagavan. That is what we are planning. So if anybody of you or anybody of your friend in India or anybody is interested, please ask them to contact me. And Nityama have got my number and all. So you can contact me and you can register yourself. And if you can dedicate 45 days, you will learn everything about Bhagavan. Whatever he has written about Bhagavan, you will understand. And if suppose you are unable to come, we are going to give YouTube live also. So that is secondary only, that is not primary, please. The first thing is, if you can come, that is the best thing. If not also, this is also we are arranging for YouTube live also. All those things we will circulate so you can benefit. And I tell you, Bhagavan has done so much. See, we all think Bhagavan always was in Mauna. Yes, he was in Mauna only. But he wrote so much. All insightful and beautiful. And so it's a feast for Ramana devotees. So tomorrow also we are going to have another session. And at the end of it, if you want to offer some Guru Dakshina, you can offer. No, you know why I am saying this? Because we have an ashram, we have activities, we need some funds also. It is not that, we don't want anything, we are like that, we can't say. So, but as Gurudev, Swami Chinmayananji has introduced this tradition, whatever the devotees want to offer, they will offer as Guru Dakshina. You can offer. What else, Amma?
1 minute, Mahesh, let me say, he has a question. One more question?
One more question, what is that?
Last question.
Sir, my name is Mahesh, and the question is this. I think what you just talked about, which obviously all the scriptures have talked about, is this transformation that we all should, like you mentioned about just jumping into the Amrit, right? So in some sense it is the transformation that we're seeking. I guess maybe the fear, but the point that Tejin brought up is, I still have to function in this world.
So you may not be able to function. That's what you are worried.
Yeah. Or how
You will function brilliantly, more beautifully. See, all these great Mahatmas, they function beautifully now. Like Kanchi Mahaperiva and all. How much he did? And all these great saints, they did so much than all these other people, See, what I am saying, maybe, when you are intensely seeking and in the sadhana path, yes, you may have to withdraw, you may have to go deep. At that time, yes, there may be some sort of this thing. But everything is worth it now. What else you want to do in life?
would love to jump into that, but
Yeah. See, is it whatever we are seeking in this world, is it worth it or what? I tell you. See, our viveka, it is just non-discrimination. See, I tell you, one Mahatma has said, actually grahasthas or samsaris are real renunciates. Because they have renounced the ultimate for the ordinary. They are real renunciates. See, sacrificing something cheap for the higher, is it renunciation? Sacrificing the best, the ultimate for the cheap thing is a real more. It is not worth it, I tell you. At the end of the day, kuti kalichu paatha inga onnume illappa. It is not worth it. So even if you lose your hundreds of lives, this truth is worth it. Even if you fail again and again, it is worth it. There is no failure actually. It's only evolution. There is no failure. Okay.
Okay, thank you all and thank you Swamiji. Hope to see you all tomorrow, as he said many times, 1 o'clock. For those who wish to offer Guru Dakshina, in case you're not able to come tomorrow, you can give cash or check in the envelopes that I will provide to you. You go directly to Swamiji's ashram, and the checks are payable to Sanatana Dharma Foundation. I can say it again.
See, we have a tie-up with the Sanatana Dharma Foundation Dallas.
The Dallas.
And they will give us the money because our trust has got no way of accepting foreign funds as of now. So this is what we do. Thank you so much for your time
I will
coming
give you
here.
this if you want. And we'll see you all tomorrow.
Yes, definitely. Om Purnamada Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudhachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Through word of mouth, you please tell your friends also, your other bandhus also, and bring them more and more, because it's a wonderful thing. We let everybody gain this knowledge. So you also come. Saturdays, that is why we keep only on Saturdays and Sundays. You also come, bring others also.
Tomorrow we'll have some prasadam, fruits or something.
Yes.
Swamiji said, give them blessings.
Definitely.
Okay.
And tomorrow, maybe this can be organized a little earlier also.
I think now it's all set.
Set.
He knows, I'll tell him.
Fine.
I don't know how to switch this off.
That's a remarkable system.